some questions that I want you to ask when you're touring an apartment. And I've made some new questions because these questions are going to be a lot different than what I did a long time ago. These questions are questions based on what I'm going through currently in my apartment. And I'm going to make sure that you don't have to go through this. My husband had been living in our apartment for a year and a half. We just renewed our lease back in April. A lot of things have changed since we renewed our lease, so let's just get right into it. So when you go in there, you're going to ask them, hey, the dumpsters, how many buildings share a dumpster? I know that sounds crazy. But y'all, me and my apartments, we have one dumpster. It's a compressing dumpster where when you push a button, it goes down. But trick is, you cannot push it down. Maintenance can only push it down with a key. They got to unlock it and then push it down. No tenant can actually do it themselves. All you got to do is just throw the trash in there and hope that they come and squish it, right? They don't come and squish it for a whole week. So it gets full really, really fast. You want to know whether or not you're sharing a dumpster with 5 other buildings because that is going to annoy you. And let me tell you why it's going to annoy you really, really quickly. Because if you're sharing a dumpster with 5 buildings and it's one dumpster, you can imagine how fast that dumpster is going to fill up before the trash people come and pick it up. And because of that, more than likely, that apartment is going to tell you, do not put the trash on the side of the dumpster because that's unsanitary, that's gross, and they don't like how it looks, right? Then they'll tell you they'll fine you because you did that. And now you got to keep your trash in your apartment because you can't take it to a dumpster because it's full. So now you may get ants and bugs because you have trash in your apartment because they won't allow you to take it outside because the dumpster's full. Let that sink in. And that is why I say ask that question. Next question. You're going to now ask them approximately how much does rent go up when somebody decides to renew a lease? That is important because me and my husband were paying about 14. It was about 12 when we first started, but of course you add the fees, it's about 14 something, right? Our square footage is 699. That's not a lot. And we're paying 14. When we decided to renew our lease, they went up to 15. Now we're paying about 16 in total. Or a 699 square foot apartment. So you can imagine how irritating it is to know that we renewed a lease and not only did the price go up, but we still get in this small apartment. So I'm telling you, you want to ask that because when you ask that and they allow you to go tour the apartment, now you get a visual of, dang, I'm paying $1,600 for this in approximately 2 years from now. Like, I don't want to do that. So you're not going to want to go there. They may have deals then, but when you decide to renew that lease, you're going to be irritated to know that you may have to pay an additional $200 for a small apartment when you can get something cheaper in a bigger apartment. Don't even put yourself in that hole if you don't have to. Okay, I had to move because the sun was bothering me, but last question you're going to ask is how often do they communicate with the tenants? And that is important because a lot of these apartments, they'll fine people or do certain things to people and they never gave them a warning, and then the person is having to pay a certain amount of something when they were never warned about it. So you want to know their warning stage. Like, do they give you 2 warnings, 3 warnings before they go ahead and do something? Because again, there are apartments that don't do warnings at all. They feel like, well, it was in your lease, so I'm still fine. You should remember. So make sure you ask. I would hate for you to do something where you genuinely either forgot or didn't know or didn't see that in the lease and they fine you and they didn't even warn you. Like, I promise you that would be irritating. But that is all for this video. I love you guys so much, and I will see you guys next time. And if you're new, please follow me and check out the ebook link in my bio if you have any more apartment questions or things you need to know about, because I promise you everything is in that ebook. But I'll see you guys next time. Bye.